What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. Today we are using the Mega Scizor team for one last time with Politoed, Ludicolo, Mega Scizor, Landis Tornadus Incarnate Form, and Tapu Koko. Let's get started and play some games. So, really fun team overall. Still, I'm not sure of how comfortable I am with using Rain, especially Hydro Pump. Like, every time I had to use Hydro Pump, I, had to, every time I have to use an inaccurate move, that's not, over 95% accuracy, my heart skips a beat or two. So, hopefully, in this episode, we won't miss every single attack, but who knows? We are using a lot of inaccurate attacks. However, with Rain, 100% accurate, so I don't know. We'll see here. Can Mega Scizor and his team finish up the team strong? Can it finish strong or not? I guess that's the question. We'll find out. It's been quite enjoyable. Still don't know my opinions about Mega Scizor. Maybe it's just because my my team itself, maybe my spread itself isn't that great. As we go against Patrick. Oh man, I feel like I face every single opponent that we usually play, because I think I remember playing Patrick. Do I remember playing Patrick? Yes, I think I did. I think I did it off camera. Or was I recording? I don't remember. Let's see. Oranguru, Staraptor, Stakataka, Snorlax, Ferrothorn, and Camerupt. Was this the Swords Dance Ferrothorn I was facing, or was this like the Rockium Z Stakataka I was facing? We're gonna find out, I guess. I guess I could just go Scizor Ludicolo here, which is pretty solid against my opponent's team. Have Landorus in the back with Politoed. Tapu Koko isn't that great in this matchup, and Tornadus doesn't really handle my opponent's team really well, I want to say. So we'll see how this goes. If I remember correctly, it was like, what did you lead? I think it was Staraptor Oranguru. I don't know. I faced like two different versions of this team, so I don't know if I'm actually getting the right person. But I faced a guy using this exact team pretty much the same time. And one person led Staraptor Oranguru. The other person led Ferrothorn and Oranguru. So let's see how this is going to go. Staraptor Oranguru is going to lead for my opponent. No surprise there. As I will lead my Scizor and Ludicolo. So, I think this is the... Okay, so if it's the Staraptor Oranguru lead, if I remember correctly, you went for a Trick Room and a Brave Bird right away. So, I kind of just want to go for a Fake Out in the Staraptor and a Bug Bite in the Oranguru. Because I do want to try to get rid of Oranguru as fast as possible. Yet, I probably can't deny Trick Room, which is a problem. And I don't want to Swords Dance, because if I remember correctly, the Oranguru has Foul Play, but then again, most Orangurus do carry Foul Play now, as a Snorlax measure. So let's see how this is going to go. Mega Scizor are going to appear on the battlefield. No switch outs from the Staraptor. That's like the one thing about Staraptor. You either lead it, and against Fake Out, you either hard switch, or you actually stay in. So I always got to call that. Luckily, I do get it right. Here comes the Bug Bite in Oranguru. Does about 50% there, which is not bad. And the Trick Room goes up. So it's not a Barrier Oranguru. I don't know what's item. Maybe Psychium Z. Maybe it's a Mental Herb. Yet, I don't feel bad about going for Swords Dance because a +1 should allow me to knock out Oranguru, and you can't Instruct here. And I'm thinking of going for the Hydro Vortex into the Staraptor because that should be able to pick up a knockdown in the Staraptor slot. So we'll see how this goes. This isn't looking like a bad turn. As Staraptor's going to hard retreat into what? Stack Attack. Oh! Why'd you do that? Okay. Foul Play gonna go out into my Scizor, but at -1 it does absolutely nothing. Jeez. Here comes the Swords Dance, so at +1 Bullet Punch should be able to knock out a Oranguru, I want to say, as I will be able to fire off a Hydro Vortex, and pretty sure it knocked out Staraptor originally, but let's see if it knocks out a Oranguru. So we will fire off the Hydro Vortex. Maybe my opponent expected the Ice Beam, but Ice Beam doesn't KO Staraptor. Maybe expected to double up potentially with Ice Beam Bullet Punch, which could make a lot of sense here. But I don't see a reason to not throw off a Hydro Vortex. Based off Hydro Pump, I'm pretty sure it knocks out Staraptor originally, especially after the Fake Out chip damage. So I get to knock out the Stakataka. That's a huge threat. I'm guessing this was the Rockium Stakataka that I played earlier. So I get rid of the Stakataka, which is absolutely incredible here. As let's see what my opponent's going to bring out next. It's going to be the Camerupt coming out. And I do have Politoed with Rain, and I don't see... How many times a trick am I left? 3? Yeah, 3. I could Bullet Punch a Ranger, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards. And just switch out on a Politoed, but I'm also thinking about just going hard in a Politoed and just going for a Hydro Pump into the Camerupt. Heatwave's not going to KO me. I think I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump into Camerupt. Why not? Because a Ranger can't do much if it's just foul play. So I'm going to bring out my Politoed here, bring out the Rain, so this Eruption, Heat Wave, whatever the Camerupt really wants to throw out, is not going to do much. There's not really a move I'm expecting Camerupt that can hit me hard, unless you predict the Scizor to switch out and go for Earth Power, but that means if I hit Hydro Pump, you trade my Camerupt for my Ludicolo. But let's see what my opponent's going to opt for. I don't think you're going to protect here. I think you got to go on the offense. We are going to see the Earth Power come out, and it does target down the Ludicolo, so I'll probably anticipating the Politoed there. And no special attack drop, which is really nice, as Instruct going to come out once again. And let's see, it's going to be that Earth Power once again going out into my Ludicolo slot. Doesn't pick up the knockout. Can we hit a Hydro Pump? Because that should secure the game. We do. So nice. Ludicolo not going to miss the first Hydro Pump of today's episode. We do knock out the Camerupt. And that should be game, my friends, because I just get to click Scald into Staraptor and get a lot of damage off. And it will put it in Bullet Punch range. Rangaroo can't really do much on the offense, and Staraptor is going to have to lock itself because you would have to assume it would be one of the Choice Scarf variants. So Scald will do probably over 50%. Final Gambit's pretty much worthless here. I could also Perish Song, I guess, if I really want to, but I don't feel like that's necessary. Let's go for an Ice Beam Scald, as we're probably going to see a foul play into Ludicolo and a Brave Bird. You might even see the forfeit here, because I just don't feel like you can break through this. Especially with my Scizor pretty healthy in the back. I got Landorus T in the back as well. Yeah. So let's see what my opponent does. No Ferrothorn, which I realize. Huh. No Ferrothorn. Foul play going to come out. Does target down the Ludicolo. Yep. Should knock out. Doesn't even knock out. Okay. Scald going to be able to knock out the Staraptor. Well, not knock out, but combination of Ice Beam will be able to. And yeah, Scarf Staraptor usually run enough speed that can outspeed max speed Ludicolo and Rain. So, am able to knock out the Staraptor. Is Rain going? Nope. I mean, I guess I can preserve the 4-0 if I really want to by going for Scald and Scizor. I mean, this game is pretty much over. There's no way for my opponent to actually come back, and this SM match is going to be forfeit. So we do take a win against Hard Trick Room, which is really nice. I'm pretty sure my opponent, game 1, also did the same thing with leading a Rangaroo and Staraptor. I just couldn't remember which opponent. So I think this was, I did lose to Patrick earlier off camera. I think it was, what happened was you led Staraptor plus a Rangaroo, and I anticipated the Staraptor to actually switch out into maybe like Ferrothorn or something. So I actually went for a Hydro Vortex Bug Bite to knock out the Rangaroo, but my opponent just stayed in Brave Bird, not caring about the Fake Out. So this time, I felt like he would do the same thing, so I went for Fake Out. Bug Bite is good because I get half onto the Rangaroo, then Hydro Vortex and Bug Bite again is a pretty safe play. And then, yeah, once getting rid of that Sack Attack was huge. Like, I don't have to worry about Rock Slide flinches. I don't have to worry about Gyro Balls. Yeah, like, pretty ideal there. So, gonna be able to take a nice win for our first game. And yeah, the thing about Staraptor, as I said, is literally that 50-50 turn 1 when you have Fake Out. Do they switch out Staraptor, or are they going to switch out? Well, it's not technically a 50-50. The option is 50-50, but the weight of how it, the player will account it into effect, like what's the beneficial, is not a 50-50. But literally, you either stay in with Staraptor or you switch out with Staraptor. It's literally one of the two. So technically, the option is a 50-50, although the mindset could be like a 60-40 in favor switching out Staraptor, for instance, if my opponent is worried about Staraptor taking too much damage right away and thinks Rangaroo can get a guaranteed Trick Room off. So, yeah, I see people misuse the term 50-50 a lot, and an option could be 50-50 in one player's aspect of, you know, they either switch out or stay in. But in the opponent of a mindset, it's like ally switch, for instance. 50-50. People say it's a 50-50 of whether do they go for ally switch or not. It's not a 50-50. It all comes down to what the player using the move is going for, because there are so many options you could go for. You don't even have to click ally switch. So a player might see it as a 50-50. But the actual realistic odds of hitting ally switch can be either really high, really low, or some kind of even. It like varies depending on the player and what options that they have. So yeah, I just wanted to clear up because I see a lot of people use the term 50-50 like that loosely, and that is technically the option might be a 50-50. As I said, with like the Staraptor or Speed Ties, for instance, it's 100% a 50-50. Yet some instances like ally switch isn't a 50-50. Most of the time. Well, I won't say most of the time. I guess it depends, because maybe if it's like ally switch, Crest, and Snorlax by itself, I don't. If it's under Trick Room, I guess, then you have to predict if it's a 50-50. But yeah, I think I got enough of a ramble from there. My game plan there was pretty simple. Ludicolo, Scizor, I prevent Staraptor from moving. I get damage on a Oranguru. Then I'm able to threaten the Oranguru again, pick up a knockout onto the Staraptor slot with Ludicolo. I'm pretty sure Hydro Vortex just knocks out Staraptor if it's just max HP based off Hydro Pump with the fake out chip damage. So I got a KO pretty much in that slot, unless you switched out there to maybe like Ferrothorn, for instance. But even if it's Ferrothorn, like I'm pretty comfortable switching into Landorus, and I have like a Scizor that is pretty comfortable out on the field. So I didn't feel too bad about it, but looks like it's gonna be a while till we can find the game. So we'll be right back with the second game of today's episode. Alright, finally we find the 1763 rated player from Japan as our next opponent, using the team of Metagross, Gastrodon, Zapdos, Landorus variant, Tapu Lele, and Incineroar. So pretty standard team. Usually it's a Tyranitar over the Incineroar slot, which, oh, this is going to be a tough matchup. Gastrodon's going to be broad here 100%. I would assume Lele, Zapdos. Well, I wouldn't say Lele, Zapdos. I would say Gastrodon, Metagross, Zapdos 100%. And then 50-50 between Lele and Landorus. I'm thinking Landorus. I guess it comes down to what kind of Zapdos it is. I don't know if it's Heat Wave or not. You might have to bring Incineroar if you're really scared of the Scizor, however. So there are a lot of factors that could be really crucial here. But I think this is a terrible matchup for me. I don't have a good answer to some of these combinations that my opponent's going to be able to throw out. So I can't go Rain. Maybe I go double Genie. Specs Heat Wave might do a good amount to the Metagross. Don't think Scizor's too necessary in this matchup. If I can get rid of Metagross early, I think I'm going to go Politoed Ludicolo with Tornadus and Landorus as the lead. And if Metagross leads, I'm hoping I can get a Heat Wave off. Actually, no. Maybe my lead isn't too optimal. I should have thought about more, because Zapdos Metagross is very likely to lead here. And if you do lead Zapdos plus Metagross, I'm threatened by both ends. Ice Punch combined with... oh, it's Metagross Landorus. I'll take that. Tornadus and my Landorus will lead. Whose Landorus is faster? Mine is faster. Okay, that's good to confirm. Yeah, Intimidate off into the Landorus. How much do I need my own Landorus? Because I'm thinking maybe I could actually sack it here, because I really don't need it as much. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to fire off the Heat Wave. And really, do I need my own Landorus? The Pokemon I'm expecting are pretty weak overall to my Politoed Ludicolo combination. Once I get rid of Gastrodon, if it's in the back, maybe Gastrodon Zapdos. Or I could just Heat Wave and go out into Ludicolo. I guess that's an okay play too, because Ludicolo should be fine here, because I think it should be able to take the Ice Punch plus a Rock Slide at -1. Although if it's a U-turn, it could be a bit questionable. Here comes the Mega Metagross, gonna Mega Evolve. And this is gonna be interesting. Let's see if Tornadus suspects Heat Wave. I think it does like 75-80%, I want to say. Let's go. Heat Wave. Good damage. It's Assault Vest for sure. Then headbutt, but it's into the tornadoes. Okay, I'll live that. You turn out into the tornadoes as well. I should survive that. I don't. No crit, okay. So what's coming out here is my question. Zen headbutt scary. Lele. Huh. So I could have banded Earthquakes. Ugh. I'm thinking what I do here because the thing I'm fearing right here is Gashadon coming in for the Metagross slot and then a Z move coming out from the Lele, which is extremely likely in my opinion. Oh, I think I go Politoed here. I'm in a tough spot. I'm in an extremely tough spot. Now that I think about it, because Helping Hand Giga Drain is... yeah. I'm going to get knocked out by the Z move. I'm going to have to hope that Lele isn't Z move here. I think Metagross should switch out into the... what's it called? Gashadon? Yeah. So I do call that right, but the problem is I don't have much offense for the Lele. Plus the Metagross is going to be too troubling. So, Helping Hand... and Giga Drain. So if it's Life Orb Lele or Psychium, I'm pretty much in trouble anyway. So let's see here. Do knock out the Gashadon. And Charizard does come out, yeah. If I sax my Landers there, it doesn't matter. Huh. Yeah, I thought it didn't matter because then I get in Ludicolo, but the thing is you can keep protecting the Gashadon and rotating it. But maybe that was the better play after all because now my Landers is going to be threatened by the double up. I do call the play correctly, yet I didn't get myself into the position that I wanted. Maybe Scizor was actually the right call here. I didn't think my opponent would bring Lele combined. But it makes sense. Gonna bring out my Landers here. And Shattered Psyche probably means it's Timid Lele, so... very unlikely I can come out unless this is a Lele that is slower than my Landers, which is very unlikely. I mean, I can hope. I'm gonna go for a Rock Slide and Scald. Lele gonna fire for Psychic into my Landers. Gonna knock out? Yeah, I think so. I need Flinch on Landers at least, because I think that could get me back into the game. But I would probably need... okay, I need a Flinch and a crit here. I get a burn. A crit probably wouldn't have knocked out the Lele anyway. Wait, turn to Psychic Terrain 2. Okay. So, I'm just gonna fire Rock Slides and Scalds. Don't see a reason not to. Lele gonna fire Psychic into Politoed this time, actually. Oh, if I flinch the Landers, okay, that's fine. If I flinch the Landers here, I might have a shot. Yeah. Good game. I really don't like this matchup. I really don't like this matchup. Gashadon, like, it's easy to handle the Gashadon. It's Politoed flinches. But it's hard to maneuver against Gashadon plus 2 Pokemon that can knock out Ludicolo. That's the one thing about Gashadon. It creates this hard thing for where I bring Ludicolo and then I'm forced to Giga Drain it. But if you have a Pokemon that can knock out Ludicolo next to it, it makes it really difficult. Even if you predict the Gashadon, if you get rid of Ludicolo, you're pretty much set. You don't really need to knock out Ward. You don't really need to have the Storm Drain anymore. Scalds are going to do alright damage to Lele and Metagross, but they're not going to be able to pick up the knockout. And once you get rid of the Sweeper, it's fine. If it's against a hard rain, though, it would be still it'd probably be advantageous for the rain player. Yeah, that's the one thing about Politoed Ludicolo, and I couldn't see many ways out. The double up in the Tornadoes. Okay, if I wanted to, I guess I should have Heat Waved Banded U-Turn first. Yeah, Heat Wave Banded U-Turn. If I wanted a good chance, I would have had to predict. Which, I mean, it didn't have to run Ice Punch, I guess, because you were going to run Stomping Tantrum, Iron Head, but it's a toss-up. I guess on those teams you do run Zen Headbutt, so I guess I should have expected Zen Headbutt, so that's something I could have anticipated. But, I mean, there were a lot of plays my opponent could have made. Like, the Lele turn 1 and Zen Headbutt. As we got Miono here with the team of Gardevoir, Incineroar, Primarina, Amoonguss, Landorus variant, and Stakataka. Interesting. So, a more Trick Room oriented team? Yeah, very Trick Room oriented team. Which Ludicolo does fantastic against. This Ludicolo is going to put in work. I want to bring Coco. Coco's good for Amoonguss. But I like Landorus as switching in a stack attack of Landorus and Incineroar in case I get too troublesome in Trick Room and I'll have Politoed in the back. It's going to be weird. The Primarina is going to be a threat if my opponent decides to bring it. I think Gardevoir is coming. I think Amoonguss is coming. And I would expect... I would say Incineroar combined with Stakataka. Yet you could make room for Primarina. So let's see how this is going to go. Last game with the Mega Scizor team. Can we finish it off with a win? We'll find out. So, Scizor Ludicolo going to take the field against Gardevoir and Incineroar potentially? Yeah. So the reason why I'm okay with this, if it's Z-move Incineroar, this is going to suck. There's a Swift Swim. Alright. There are 2 plays where I think you go for, well, 3 actually. Fake out from Incineroar onto either Ludicolo or Scizor. They both make sense. And try to trick him up. The second one is like protect Gardevoir and Z-move with your Incineroar into Ludicolo if it is Z-move on the Incineroar, which that's probably my scariest option. I think 2 out of the 3 plays I covered with Politoed and going for fake out into Gardevoir turn 1. Then I think I Hydro Pump the Incineroar turn 2. Yeah, I think that's my best play. Who knows? We might see the Z-move Incineroar and it might just haunt me right here. So let's see here. Get the Drizzle up. And fake out the Gardevoir. This Gardevoir's actually going to retreat. Oh no. And a Stakataka. Okay. Is this in the Z-move? Are you sacking Stakataka here potentially? It is an attacking. It's Flare Blitz and okay. So that covers the Bullet Punch play too as well. Yeah, okay. Trying to get rid of my Scizor turn 1. Alright. That works for me though. That really works for me. Because I don't want to risk this Incineroar. I just really don't want to risk the Incineroar being Z-move and knocking out my Ludicolo. Because I think that, unless there's Z-move Sakataka yet, I'm not too sure. I mean, Gardevoir and Incineroar, I've seen a lot of Z-move Incineroars. So let's see what's coming out for the Incineroar slot. It's going to be that Primarina. Okay. I'm guessing you're not protecting the Stakataka? No. Alright. At this point, I want to get rid of Incineroar, but my opponent realizes you need it for the, you need it for my Scizor, otherwise you lose the Scizor. Okay. So I'm going to go for the Hydro Vortex. How much this is going to do to Primarina is my question. Pretty good chunk. Scald into Stakataka. Ooh, almost knocks it out actually. Rock Slide. Why did that do so much? Even to Politoed that did a lot. Is that Bandit Stakataka? I'm just gonna Giga Drain and Scald. I could see Incineroar coming out for either one of these Pokemon, but I don't think it's worth the risk. Actually, I feel like if you're my opponent, you should double out Primarina into Incineroar and double out Stakataka into Gardevoir. Primarina's gonna retreat. Incineroar? Yeah, I could have made the read, but I don't feel like it's necessary yet. Like, if I have to make aggressive plays, I will, but I don't have to just yet. Or you could sack Stakataka here too. I think that makes sense because you want Gardevoir to come in freely. Yeah. Alright. So Giga Drain into the Incineroar. Scald gonna go into Stack Attacka. So I do get rid of Stack Attacka. That's a pretty big threat. Incineroar's in, which means that I think I can knock out Primarina with a Bullet Punch, but don't quote me on that. Let's see what's coming out. Gardevoir gonna come out. I think I'll just draw off attacks into these Pokemon. I'll go for a Scald into the Incineroar. And in case it randomly has Protect. Actually, no, I'll just double up the Incineroar. It's really unlikely to get Protect on this Incineroar and go for it this turn. Because if I Helping Hand Hydro Pump the Gardevoir, you might be in trouble. Or go for Hydro Pump Scald in the Gardevoir. You could be in a lot of trouble. So I don't know what you're going to do here. But likely it's a Fake Out Trick Room or Fake Out Hyper Voice. At this rate, I'm looking at my Scizor, and Scizor can win the game. Pretty easily, actually. It does have Protect. Maybe I should have weakened Gardevoir then. Oh, but it looks like it's Trick Room, okay. Let's see here. I think the best place to go for Scald... You could withdraw Incineroar and just Hyper Voice. I'm like curious on what you do here. You can knock off my Politoed, or you could attack with Gardevoir. That's my question. Which one do you go for? I think I'm gonna Scald the Gardevoir. Actually, no. I think I'm gonna Scald Incineroar and switch out into my Landorus. In case knockoff happens, or if I can get a KO. Also, I should guarantee... yeah, it's coming in. As long as Politoed takes the Hyper Voice, I'm still in an okay position. But the question is, do you take Hyper Voice Politoed? I feel like you will, but we'll see. Also, it should guarantee me to knock on Primarina at -1 anyway, so I guess this isn't too bad of a situation. But let's figure it out together. Scald gonna come out. I am faster than Gardevoir. Wish I had Encore. Scald. I don't think I really used Helping Hand too much. Hyper Voice. Okay, nice. Politoed survives. That's good. Rain stops, which is pretty bad for my Incineroar, yet... I mean, it's alright here. I can fire off an Earthquake. I wonder what kind of Primarina it is. And it might actually be a Z-move Incineroar, because we never confirmed it yet. So I do have Helping Hand Bullet Punch options into Gardevoir potentially. I could also Bullet Punch. I think -1 Bullet Punch should still knock out Primarina, although I'm not really too sure. I can sack Landorus here because I think Landorus has done his job. Let's see what's going to happen here. I'll protect Politoed for sure. As Hyper Voice going to come out, okay? Spam Hyper Voice. Let's see. I want to say it specs Primarina, but I can't tell. I'm going to go Scizor here. I think I'm just going to Scald the Primarina slot and just Bullet Punch the Primarina. Yeah, because if it is specs Primarina like I'm suspecting, Incineroar can switch in for that slot. I could also see Gardevoir switching out into Incineroar. Yeah, okay. I guess it comes down to, does Bullet Punch actually knock out the Primarina at -1? Because if it does, that's amazing for me. If not, we can have some issues, yet it's not the end of the world, I guess. Get my Scizor Mega Vault. Let's see, is the Primarina bulky enough to live the Bullet Punch? Who knows? I think it might. It does, okay. Hyper Voice gonna come out. That did a lot to the Scizor. I'm pretty sure it specs. You get to knock on Primarina. This is a tough position. Gardevoir going to come out. Z-move could be awaiting my future. I wish I got damage on Gardevoir earlier now. I don't think I can Perish Song to win. I think I'm going to protect my Politoed. Go out into my Ludicolo. Oh, this is tough. Or maybe the play was to actually... Maybe the play... Let's play the Bullet Punch to Gardevoir and just protect. Oh no, my opponent's got me on the ropes here. Gardevoir protects this turn. Wait. Runner Overdrive. Oh, expecting maybe Scizor. It's... Yeah, expecting Scizor to protect. Okay. Alright, this works out. I think. Does Bullet Punch knock out Gardevoir is my question? I wish I Scalded now. Alright, let's get Scizor in. If knockoff doesn't knock out Politoed, I actually feel like I'm in an okay position. I wish I Perish Songed. Perish Song would have been great here. Let's Helping Hand Bullet Punch knock out the Gardevoir, I think. Because I don't think a single Bullet Punch actually knocks out Gardevoir if it's physically defensive enough. Although my opponent has double Intimidate, you can't be too sure. So Helping Hand Bullet Punch I feel like will guarantee the knockout on Gardevoir. If Bullet Punch just knocks out Gardevoir, the best place to go for Bullet Punch Scald. But we'll see here. My opponent could also be worried about a double up in Incineroar with Bug Bite Scald, because that's also a potential option. And if you try to double protect with Gardevoir, which I don't think you should, yeah, like you don't double protect there, because if I Bug Bite Scald your Incineroar, you're screwed. So I think you go for knockoff here into Politoed. Or you Flare Blitz, okay. So that's gonna get some recoil onto the Incineroar. It's Z-move Incineroar. Let's see if knockoff knocks out Politoed. Comes down to this. Scald gonna be hitting the Incineroar. How much it does? Not enough. Knockoff comes out. Politoed, the champion. Let's go, Politoed. Unless this is speed tie, but I doubt it. Because I'm not min-speed Politoed. Scald gonna finish off the Incineroar. And good game. So my opponent had me on the ropes. I think if I wanted the better shot of winning the game, I should have just Hydro Pumped the Incineroar immediately. Or maybe I should have just attacked the Sack Attack instead with Hydro Vortex. Like I could have targeted either slot with Hydro Vortex. And maybe targeting the Sack Attacker would have been better. I really want to get rid of Incineroar though, because getting rid of Incineroar just cleared the way for my Scizor. So I kind of took a... I kind of went greedy when I really didn't need to. Like, my opponent presented an opportunity. As in, like, leaving this Incineroar out on the field as a target. So, baiting me to take that slot and got the plays right. I really do wish I Hydro Pumped the Primarina on the switch-in because it was kind of obvious. Looking back at it, I was just worried about if you stay in and go for, like, a Specs Gleam. And if I don't go for a Gleam there, it could be problemsome, but it does make sense why my opponent made that play. Overall, the match, defensively, I felt like it was alright, although I really wasn't too confident about the endgame, but I felt like Politoed could have been bulky enough to survive the attacks, and luckily they were. And as you saw, like, I kept playing mind games with myself. Calling the Incineroar, switching on to Primarina, the Scald. If I just Scalded the Gardevoir, I'm pretty sure I would have just sealed the game right there. Instead of the Incineroar switching on to Primarina that turn, because I just knock out the Gardevoir Bullet Punch later in the game, and I don't have to go for a Helping Hand situation. And yeah, so a lot to take from this loss, even though like I did win in the end game. It came down really close, and I felt like there were still better plays to go off. But Mega Scizor pulling out, and we're gonna go 2-1 in today's episode to finish off this team. If you did like this team and like these videos that we did with this team, feel free to leave a like down below, shows your support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below, such as my social medias and the previous episodes of VGC 2018 Back Battles if you haven't missed them, as well as the side tiers on the channel if you want more content from me. You can also follow me on Twitch, where I do live stream 3 times a week and all that other good stuff. Feel free to leave a comment down below as I do read them. How did you feel about the Mega Scizor team? And yeah, unfortunately Tornadus wasn't able to do too much, but it did a bit of work, I want to say. Probably the one Pokemon a lot of people were disagreeing with, but I felt like, you know, just bring Tornadus because I wanted to show it off, since I was using Rain after all. And yeah, next episode we will be using a brand new team, and people should be looking forward to it because I think it's another highly requested Mega Evolution that people have been requesting me. So thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch you around in another video. Have a great day, people. See you around soon.